So do you want to be cashier or customer?
Customer.
We have been doing a pretend grocery store in the house.
You owe me 3 cents.
While the average American parent may be teaching their 6-year-old to count to 10, extreme couponer Jen Freeman is teaching her twins how to save.
So can you tell me what this coupon means?
Buy one, get one free.
So we get 2 for the price of 1. I'm Jennifer, and I'm a little different the way that I use coupons because I'd save hundreds instead of $10. Look it! These are the coupons we can use. My biggest savings ever is having twins, 2 kids at once. I did not have to pay 2 hospital bills. All right, sweetie, come on.
Today, Jen's hoping to get grocery items for every member of her family in what will be her biggest haul to date.
We're gonna see if we can hit it maybe $1,000 mark or close to it and get it down under 100. That's my goal.
With nearly 400 items filling 3 shopping carts, Jen and her family head to the register, ready for savings.
I do think it's gonna be over 900 down to below 100. Just double checking my numbers. As we're running all of this through, the nerves kind of build, and it's like, reminds me of birthing twins. It's like birthing my shopping trip. Oh, what's the total up to? Okay, $690. Oh my goodness.
All right, your total before your coupons is $880.98.
Oh my goodness, that's scary. I've never bought this many groceries in my life, so we have to get the total down, way down.
We can wipe the sweat.
I know, dab my brow. That's a good beeping sound. It's going through. Come on, come on.
All right, your new total now is $88.20.
That's still amazing. I wanted it under 100 bucks. That's what I wanted, under 100, because this is what we had to spend today. So we're in the money. Thank you, under 100 bucks. I did good. Yay!
Good job.
The total retail price came to $880.98. After coupons, Jen spent just $88.20, a total savings of 90%.
So I just got to tell you, it doesn't matter how many times I see clips like that, or, you know, while on the elliptical trainer, I catch those episodes of extreme couponing on TLC. I'm just, you know, I hadn't been a believer. I really hadn't. And in fact, I had a national radio show, and on, you know, on national radio, I said that couponing was a big, you know, it was a sham, is what I said. And I said that, and so here's what happened. After saying that, some people met me out in the parking lot with their coupon binders. I'm kidding. No, it did really happen. But I ruffled a lot of feathers because people said that couponing is really fruitful and that you really do save a lot of money. Well, fast forward, I'm in my car and I'm driving around and I hear an interview with a lady by the name of Kelly Hancock, and she's talking about a new book she's written called Saving Savvy. Well, the reason I keep listening is because I hear a little bit of my life, you know, and I hear a little bit of my desire to be a better steward and, you know, not just to, you know, to stock up on bottles of barbecue sauce. And so I thought, I've got to try this. And so I get the book and I start reading, and I take a whole month to just implement a lot of the principles and a lot of the strategies. And it has revolutionized my family. Here's what it's done on the larger scale. It's caused me to be a manager of my family. And if someone would have asked me a month ago, Meeke, do you manage your home? I would have said, yeah, I'm there. I'm with my kids. I'm there. Yes, I manage my home. But what I didn't realize is that actually my home was managing me, because I was constantly behind this giant green Hulk that was chasing me with the things that I needed to do and the food that I was out of. And so this book has really changed my life, and I'm so thrilled to talk to its author today, Kelly Hancock. She's also the founder of FaithfulProvisions.com. Kelly, welcome to Meeke.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to talk to you. Let me tell you, there was a period of time in our home where I had to be really careful because I was saying this a lot. Well, you know, Kelly said, Well, you know, Kelly said, and my husband's like, Meeke, be careful. Like, this is not the Bible. And I'm like, I know, but it's just where I am right now. And I'm implementing a lot of these strategies and I'm finding them to really work. Why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about yourself and how you got started on this journey that is saving savvy and really managing your household?
Well, one of the first things I learned is be careful what you say you're not going to do. God has a great sense of humor, and he did that with me many times. But when we had our first child, I was working full time, and after she was born, as with many moms, we just really felt convicted, at least for us, that the Lord wanted me to be home. And with our income, it was going to be really difficult with the new home we had purchased and just to make that work. But for us, it was a huge step in faith. My husband came home one day and he said, okay, I think you should quit. So I quit my job, stayed home, and I was looking for ways to cut our expenses. And what I found was the number one way, or the easiest way, without moving or selling cars, was to cut our expenses back, was going to be for me to cut our grocery budget. And what surprised me was once I realized how much we were actually spending, I was floored. I wasn't keeping track of it. And two adults, we were spending like $1,000 to $1,100 a month. And some of you go, whoa, I can't believe you spend that. But I guarantee you, if you sat down and looked at how much you were spending, you would be floored at how much you're spending when you actually, set it out. So with that began a series of just a journey for me on learning how to save money, utilizing coupons, and learning how to meal plan and to cook more at home. And that whole journey turned into me sharing it with friends. I love to share things. And so I shared it with friends and I started teaching classes, and it just got to be very cumbersome. I had an email list. I was sending things out. So I started a blog. And the blog, the Lord just took it and grew it into this platform, which he has now given us. Our goal is to equip, encourage, and empower individuals to be better stewards of what God has given them.
Wow.
And so that's kind of where it stemmed from.
Even as I read the book, and I highly recommend that our viewers pick this up. It's called Saving Savvy. I don't know. I was overcome with anxiety as I read your story, as the way you started out. You quit your job, then your husband loses his job. And I'm just like, Lord, no, but they're obeying you and they're following you. But now on the backside of that, you can see what the Lord was doing. You could see him kind of knitting you to himself and you learning to walk and to trust him. And even now, as he's provided this incredible platform. But let's talk about some of the principles in the book, some of the ones I'm really geeked about, and even where you are now, because you were telling me off air that you've kind of tweaked a lot of the way your family has been eating. And so that's had an effect on the way you coupon. So let's talk about some of those principles. What about meal planning?
I tell people, if you do nothing else, the number one thing you can do is meal plan. And I immediately get people going, I don't know how to meal plan. I can't cook big meals each week. When I say meal plan, I mean write down what you think you might have for dinner this week. What do you have on hand? What's on sale? Just getting a general idea. So, I said the 5 o'clock stare, standing in front of the fridge with the doors open, exactly what you tell your kids not to do.
Yes.
Is what I was doing every night. And I would just dread like 4:30, 5 o'clock, because I was like, I don't know what we're going to have. Okay, should we do pizza? No, we don't need it again. Or should we go out to eat? No, we've got plenty of food at home, but what are we going to make? So for me, it was more of, as the weekend rolled around, starting to write down what I could possibly make out of what I had on hand. And that's as simple as it can be. And then the kind of next theory from that was stocking ahead and using things that were in season or on sale. So we would meal plan around, let's say I didn't have a lot of things in my pantry. We would meal plan around what was on sale in the sale ads, or what was in season, because what's in season is always on sale. And according to other things that we already had in our pantry or freezer or refrigerator.
One of the things that really stood out to me as I was reading this is that I didn't think about, well, no, I did. I knew that I was going to the store every other day. Because I knew that every time dinner time rolled around, I'd stand there, like you're saying, in front of the fridge and say, okay, what do we have? Well, I don't have this to go with that, so I can't do that. I'm going to go to the store. And like you say in the book, you never go to the store and just get the one thing that you need, so you're not taking into account how much you're actually spending. So anyway, so as I'm managing my family now, I'm looking at what we have and matching these ads with the coupons that I've already clipped for what you call like rock bottom prices. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about couponing itself and the realities of couponing.
Yes. And I'm going to preface all this by saying, when I talk about couponing, I'm not talking about what you see on extreme couponing. I'm talking about a moderate level of couponing, stocking ahead enough for your family.
Yes.
Not for Armageddon.
Right.
That's not what we're talking about here. There's a trust issue with that. I look at that and say there's a trust issue there with the Lord of provision. And so we want to trust the Lord with provision, but we also want to be a good steward. So we incorporate coupons, and the best way to do that is to utilize what is on sale and to match a coupon with it. Now, a lot of you immediately go, I don't have time to do that. Well, there are tons of websites such as my own, depending on where you live in the country. We match up coupons with what's on sale at stores every single week. So for instance, depending on where you live, we have, national stores, like we've got Walmart and Target and CVS and Walgreens and Kroger and Publix and all kinds of different stores. We look at what's on sale that week, and we find coupons that are out, and we match them up for you with a printable grocery list. And all you have to do basically is look at that store that you shop at, and you can say, oh, these are all the things that are on sale this week. These are the things that my family likes. Click it, print it off, and a lot of the coupons are even printable coupons you can just get online. So the work's already done for you.
Yeah, I like what you said about trusting the Lord and not being basically a hoarder of food just because you can get it. And I still, I'm not convinced. I know that there are people who say that it's true, you really can do that. I'm just not convinced that what you see on those extreme couponing shows are a reality. At least I haven't seen it.
And a lot of them aren't. From this end of it, there's a lot of rules that are bent and stretched in order to have the TV show on. So you have to keep that piece in perspective. But the question too is that what you want to be? Is that what you want your life to be? Because these people spend hours and hours and hours couponing. And that's not what I want to spend my time doing. I want to spend my time with my family.
There's so many resources available at your website, faithfulprovisions.com. For me, this entire first month that I've been doing this, it's been like my one-stop shop. Like my husband would walk in and he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm seeing if Kelly's put up the matchups yet. I'm checking to see if, if I know. But what it's caused me to do is to really calculate the way I spend money. And it's caused me to really calculate the way I'm doing things inside my home. And so I'm feeling good about the time I'm investing. One of the things you said in the book is that it is a little more time consuming than just walking into the store and picking up items off the counter. At the same time, though, if you approach it and say, well, you know what, this is the way that I'm producing an income for my family, then you feel better about the time you're investing, right?
Yes. And that's one of the things I tell people to look at. They say, oh, well, I don't have time. Well, depending on what your end goals are, if you're looking to leave your job or to cut back your hours so you can be with family more, this can be a job that you can do at any hour of the day. And so one of the big things I tell people is, see this as a job.
Yeah.
But the goal is to do as much work at home as possible. You're planning. So when you actually walk into the store, you can get in and out in 30 minutes to an hour if you have a good qualified list. You walk in, you cross your things off, and you leave.
Yeah, the best feeling for me, Kelly, is that of feeling like a shrewd businesswoman when I walk into the grocery store. I tell you, my little binder and my little sales flyers are like my briefcase and pumps. I walk in there and I just feel like I'm not falling for your sale flyer, kind of like, this is on sale. I know what a real sale is. I know what's really rock bottom prices, and it's empowered me in a way that I never expected. My family's making fun of me, but I love it because, I'm a part of a small group of people who are really serious about the way they are stewards over their resources, and I enjoy being a part of that. Now let's talk about the shift that your family's made to the organic and all natural side of eating, and how does that pair up with couponing and saving money, because that lifestyle seems inherently expensive.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
Yes.
It is more expensive. And I say more expensive, but it doesn't have to break the budget. One of the things we've learned in our journey, we kind of moved from, I found that when we started this journey, I found that I was really incorporating way too many processed foods into our meal plans each week because they are less expensive. I mean, they're easier to get free and 50 cents. And so for us, I found it was hurting our health. So I started moving to a more organic and all natural and preservative free way of living. And what I have found is, no, I cannot use as many coupons. But there are still so many tools, and there's still coupons. There's plenty of coupons out there for organic products that I can still purchase. And I'm going to spend a little bit more, but when you look at what you would spend if you just walked in and used your old method versus using this new method of utilizing coupons and meal planning and stocking ahead when things are in season. So for instance, we love strawberries, but organic strawberries, they are expensive.
Yeah.
What we do, we have a lot of farms around here. You pick farms. So we took a couple days, me and the kids did, and we went out and picked, I think it was 4 gallons of strawberries. I did it on 2 different occasions. But what we did is we froze a bunch of strawberries. We flash froze them so we could use for smoothies in the mornings. I made strawberry jam, homemade strawberry jam, which some of y'all are like, I've already lost you. I don't make that. But what I have learned is, I do love to be in the kitchen, but what I've learned is these things are really not as hard as they sound.
Yeah.
You know, making strawberry jam, I didn't can. I'm not a canner. But I put it into jars and I put it in the freezer. It was really easy. It was surprisingly easy. You know, we do things like make a whole chicken. So I'll buy a natural or organic chicken, and instead of buying the chicken breasts, which are triple the price, I will buy a full chicken, which is a lot less, and I will cook it in the crock pot.
Yeah.
And then pull off the pieces of the chicken and have dinner one night and use the leftovers for things like quesadillas, you know, throughout the week.
Now let's talk about what is my favorite part, and we're running out of time quickly, but let's talk about the ability to give, the ability to live generously.
Well, for us, you know, I had always made excuses like, oh, well, we don't have the money to donate to this mission trip, or you know, for me to make a meal for that family, that's going to cost so much, or I don't have time. I've got other things I've got going on. All those excuses began to melt away as we started living this lifestyle of being a little more frugal with our money, but being more organized and planned and intentional with life. And what that allowed me to do, for instance, if I was making dinner one night, let's say I was making tacos, and I had a lot of extra taco meat, I could make enough for another family to take for a meal. So I could put the taco meat in the freezer, and then I could unthaw it down the road in a month if I had a friend who had a baby.
Yeah.
Or say I made, you know, spaghetti recipe or lasagna, and I could double it and freeze half of it. And then I always had an extra meal in the freezer to give to someone else.
Yeah.
You know, or toiletries. If we find toiletries, toothpaste, toothbrushes on sale and using coupons, we could get them for pennies. And we have a big donation bin we keep in the garage. And once a month, we take the things that we get and drop them off at the local food pantry or donation area.
I love that. So Kelly, our viewers can go to faithfulprovisions.com to learn more about you and about how you started and have continued on in this journey. Can I just say thank you so much for living generously, even in sharing the information that you've shared with so many women across the country. Thank you so much, Kelly.
Well, Nikki, thank you for having me, and I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity.
Well, thank you. It's been my pleasure. God bless you and your family.
Thank you.
When we come back, we'll talk about managing your family's time and activities and how you can do it all when you redefine what doing it all actually is. Mary Jo Tate is my guest in studio, and her story is one that's going to fascinate you. Don't go anywhere.